How you doing, everyone, and welcome to Dreadnought, Gundam and more on PS4. I hope you all had a great holiday season. I know I've had a particularly busy one with some really cool events and a couple of events that were bad news, but you have to take the good and the bad with life. But overall, it was a good Christmas for me, and I got to spend a lot of time with my family. Some circumstances I spent time with my family were not happy, but it was good that we could console each other and be there for each other during hard times. But for the most part, it was good for me, and I hope it was good for you. I know I've been seeing a lot of my fellow Dreadheads in the game because I have been playing a lot of Dreadnought as well as a lot of Gundam. Right now, this is a special little Christmas present for me, from me, as well as for many of you, my fellow Dreadheads. This has been a long time wish and request, and that is to put out an official leaderboard. I really hesitated to do this because there's a lot of circumstances that kind of muddy up the waters when it comes to an official leaderboard, and we really don't have one from Greybox. But over the past 18 months that I've been playing Dreadnought, I have been cultivating friendships and gamer buddies with all of you, as well as with the players that aren't involved in my YouTube channel, and of course all the players on the former Nuclear Inferno's Dread Chat, which is now run by Scroat and Persistent Flame, who are carrying the torch and keeping the flame alive for the game. I have found some opportunities to collect some information and screenshots where the social applications of the UI were actually working. Many times they aren't functioning properly. But before we get to the official leaderboard, which has some very interesting data, I would like to go over a little of what my data shows. And what sparked this is, of course, the milestone of my KD. Everyone makes fun of me on the Dread Chat because I'm obsessed with my KD, but part of the wish fulfillment, part of the EP I get from the games that I play, is to immerse myself in an environment where if I existed as some sort of captaining a ship, a random captain, or some sort of grunt mech in Gundam, or a random fighter pilot, or a random whatever it is, fill in the blank for games, what would I do before I finally got iced? That's kind of my thing. I want to see how much I can get out of the game. I don't go around just trying to beat everyone and ruin their day. I don't go around trying to be the paper tiger and beat the possible score, or even go around kind of like Scroat and some other players, kind of tinkering with the game and trying to break it and get the most efficient meta score possible. I'm all about what I can do with one life, and part of that is the KD ratio. And one of the reasons I enjoy playing the games that I do focusing on my KD ratio is I like the thrill of trying to survive. It also makes my gameplay less efficient if half the time I'm trying to run away or trying to not die and not surrender points to the other team or be a burden on my team. And I think that actually makes it more exciting for me and makes it just a little more realistic, because I think if we were caught in actual scenarios that are portrayed in these games that we play in the sci-fi genre, a little of that would be there. That self-preservation, the team preservation, the whole idea of what you're doing what you can while also trying to survive. So for me, KD is pretty important, but you'll also see in these numbers that my win-loss ratio is pretty poor, and that goes along with Gundam and many other games that I play as well. So there is definitely a cost-effect trade-off when I play the games the way that I do. But the milestone that I made, which I never thought I'd achieve, is a 9.022 KD ratio, and I thought that this was important to me and I wanted to share it. And while we're here, let's look at some of the other numbers I have. I have 4,886 battles. My battle time is 573 hours 37 minutes. Now, that sounds like a lot, but I did some calculations. It turns out that comes out to about an hour and 15 minutes of gameplay a day, which really isn't that bad in my opinion. I think that's quite responsible. My win-loss ratio is just about, remember, the win-loss ratio would be 2 to 1 if I had 2 victories for every loss. So really what I'm looking at is a little over 1.5 victories for every loss. And that's kind of important because there are many matches that I play, especially as I play solo, and because I'm trying not to surrender points to the enemy, trying to adhere to my tenets of self-preservation while trying to boost the team up, that because I don't go out there and just zerg the enemy and trade life for life, just trying to get the thrill of getting as many kills as possible while trying to maximize the efficiency of my gameplay and the meta of my gameplay, you find out that I have a pretty atrocious win-loss ratio, especially when compared to many other players. This is actually one of my worst categories. I lose a lot of matches, and that actually makes me feel good because I'm a pretty darn good player, and many players may be better than me, but just because I'm out there in the mix, if you're not such a good player, you still have a great chance of winning the match and getting that experience and putting me down no matter how good I am, and I think that reflects on some pretty good game balance. My total score is 6 million. That may sound a lot, 6,256,866. It may sound like a lot, but it's not. As you'll see on the leaderboards, that is actually not very high. My average score per match is about 1,200 points. I think that's average for about most of us. A lot of players probably score on a good match about 1,000 points, on a semi-good match about 700, and on a great match upwards of 2,000. And I've actually had matches where I've gotten much higher than that, usually a healing match, and I've seen scores as high as 6,000, believe it or not, but it's happened. Total kills, 44,290, and what I find interesting about that is that that's almost about 45,000 kills, and that means I have died approximately 4,800 times, right about there. And that's pretty shocking. I mean, 44,000 kills seems like a lot, but it doesn't feel like I've died almost 5,000 times. And it's kind of funny how we've been playing the game for a long time, and each battle is something new. It's never really been boring for me, and I keep getting new players coming in. I keep having old players return, and I just can't believe I've died that many times. It's pretty crazy, but we've played this game a lot, all of us, and there's been a lot of carnage along the way, and I think that's pretty cool to realize that even though I've killed a lot of ships, I have also been nailed quite a few times. As far as average kills, this is a very pleasant number for me, about 9 a match, which means that I have that perfect equilibrium of going out and blowing up 9 ships, dying once every match. That's about my average, and I think that's just fine. That means every game I'm playing, I'm like a new captain jumping into a ship and jumping onto the battlefield, and this is what I accomplish in that one fictional life. As far as total heal points, 291,224,850, and that sounds pretty darn good until you see patches 7, which is just, I didn't even believe it when I saw it. But you'll see it. It's coming in about a minute or so. Average heal points, 59,603. Total assists, 21,455, and about 4 assists per match. So when I look at the amount of time I spend in the ships, it used to be destroyers were number 1, corvettes number 2, tactical cruisers number 3, dreadnoughts 4, and artillery cruisers 5. I get some of my best matches and best scores in artillery cruisers, and it's still, to this day, the most boring gameplay for me. But it turned out to be a pretty darn good shot. On teams, people like me being an artillery cruiser, and on certain maps, I know if I pick an artillery cruiser and I see a lot of enemy dreadnoughts and destroyers, I'm going to have a field day. But you see that I have a pretty good distribution of hours. It used to be a little more average. I found that corvettes have fallen off Corvette gameplay for me since I really spent a lot of time in Legendary, and I think that's because even though we have players like Persistent Flame, Scroat, and many others that are really good in Corvettes. I am not amongst their number, and I'm pretty darn good in a Corvette, but I'm not good enough to do it all the time. And being a Corvette is still very dangerous. I know we have those bad matches where a couple Corvettes team up and just run amok and totally crush a team under the right circumstances and with the right players, but the average player, I think, has a really tough time in Corvettes. They are super squishy, and there's so many counters to them out there. There's so many effective meta strategies to use against Corvettes that I just find any other ship I will have a better survival rate for the amount of damage that I do. Tactical cruisers, I used to be in them all the time, and I try to be a good healer, but I just find that I'm not as good or not enjoying the gameplay with a tactical cruiser as much as I used to, and I think that has a lot to do with the artillery pod and some of the angst I feel for some of the tactical cruiser meta, and also how slow it makes gameplay. I just don't like the heal ball. I know it's effective. I know you should be using it in certain circumstances, and I don't critique you, but for me, tactical cruisers just kind of don't have the excitement that I crave, and I think heal balls kind of slow the game down, but that's okay. Dreadnought's coming in at number 3 for me, and you see I have about 100 hours, a little less in the Corvettes. That's pretty good, a good distribution. Artillery cruisers, 109 hours. I've been using them a little more because they are pretty effective if you have good defense, if you're using good strategy tactics with your gameplay and using the map correctly, especially certain maps. I almost always take artillery cruisers on Elysium unless I have a trick up my sleeve, or I'm trying to complete a contract, or trying to make a specific replay for a specific ship that I haven't posted a replay for in a long time. But you see, between the artillery cruiser, tactical cruisers, and the Dreadnoughts, I have about right around 100 hours in each, a little less with the Corvettes, but I have 170 hours, not quite double the time as any other ship, which pleases me because it's a good distribution of time spent, but I do have more time in the destroyer. A lot of people say destroyers are no good anymore in the game, and I think that's a criticism you get in a lot of games, though, that the jack-of-all-trades class has always been a favorite of mine. I'm a big fan of grunt mechs and Gundam. I'm a big fan of normal heavy or medium space fighters and space combat simulators, so the whole destroyer thing makes sense for me. I like the well-rounded ship, the well-rounded class. I like being a jack of all trades and being flexible in any tactical situation, and I absolutely love each and every one of the 3 classes of destroyers, the 3 companies in the game of Dreadnought. Each one is very similar but very different. They're a lot of fun to play. I love destroyers, and I still think they have a place in the game. So that goes over some of the numbers, and during some of my overview of some of my numbers, you got to see a brief glimpse of some of the ribbons and stuff. I thought that was quite interesting, but I didn't want to bog the video down with that information. Now that you've sat through my little pride and joy here as far as some of my numbers in the game in the year and a half that I've been playing, let's take a look at the leaderboards. And forgive the clicks, there are going to be some clicks as this go on with the mouse, because it's just impossible to do this without referencing all the pictures as I make the video. So please bear with me. Also, I do want to note that there are 2 categories that had some weird anomalies where I believe one category someone had 18 kills and only played 1 match ever, and therefore had a really good average kill score, and that skewed the numbers. So what most of these categories I'll be going for 1 through 16 for the leaderboard, and certain ones I'll be going 1 through 17, ignoring the first one because it was a statistical anomaly, and those players I don't think play the game very much and probably haven't played in over a year, and maybe only played a couple matches before they quit the game. So I just wanted to get that out of the way and mention that. But now let's jump into the leaderboards, and first we have total battles. For total battles, we have Scroat at first place with over 9,000 battles, and then we have Defrog in second place, which kind of surprised me because Defrog does still play but doesn't play as much, but still, look at that, well over 8,000 battles. That's pretty good. Garrett Wade, who is a subscriber, viewer, and a new addition to the Dread Chat, 7,596 Black Reaper in 4th place. Black Reaper does still play once in a while, but has not played as much as he used to. And of course, you know, he used to be a space ape. And he has 6,969 total battles. RG1 Ninja, one of my favorite players, hasn't played in a little bit, but still plays once in a while, has about 6,500 battles in. Schludwig has 5,971 battles. General Nemesis, which is a true warrior and poet, a true veteran of the game, has been playing since the start of the game, 5,624. Great Jazzman, who is enjoying the family life right now, but still gets to play, probably plays once a week, 5,540 battles. We have Uncle Unk Sauce with 5,526 battles. DDXmas, who still plays quite a bit, 5,186. Patches 7, probably the best healer on the PS4 server, 5,126. Fiery Titan, which is probably tied neck and neck with L Smoke 82 for the most fearsome jumping Jutland or Monarch builds. We have 5,125. Killer, who hasn't played the game in a while, has just over 5,000. Mooks 55, who definitely still plays the game and is still probably one of my friendly nemesis out there that gives me a very hard time and definitely has my number, 4,951. Me at 4,886, and of course Framedarth at 4,624. So now let's take a look at the leaderboards for Battle Time. For Battle Time, we have again Black Reaper, this time in first place with 1,073 hours. Scroat at 1,017 hours. Defrog at 985. Garen Wade. Wow, Garen, you really made the leaderboards pretty good in this thing. Battle Time, 915 hours. RG1 Ninja, again on the leaderboard, 748 hours. Killer, 733 hours. General Nemesis, of course, is going to make the leaderboards with 723 hours. Great Jazzman, I don't know where or how Great Jazzman finds the time to play, but does at 682 hours. Then we have Uncle Unk Sauce at 682 hours, a true veteran and legendary player for the game of Dreadnought on PS4. DDXmas, we have 676 hours. Mooks 55, 654 hours. Patches 7, 620. Fiery Titan 602. King Kazaa, who has been shattering some records of his own. He probably hasn't been playing the game as long as many other players on this board, but has definitely been making an impact in the last few months, and that would be 598 hours. Schludwig at 588 hours, representing the Germans. And of course we have Kronos, and I'm glad Kronos made the leaderboard because Kronos is a fearsome opponent, 585 hours. So now let's look at the win-loss ratio, the definite statistic in Dreadnought that puts me to shame. Now with probably the most important statistic for many players who play Dreadnought, the win-loss ratio, and that would be number 1, Persistent Flame, with a 9.156 win-loss ratio. 9 wins for every loss. I'm surprised he loses that much, to be honest. But Scroat is not far behind at second place with 8.6 wins per loss. Dominant Trauma, haha, Dominant Trauma made the leaderboard. Would you look at that? 8.4 wins for every loss. Very impressive, my friend. Job well done. Killer, I wish Killer was still playing. Used to be very mean in a Corvette and several other ships. Isn't playing as much anymore. 6.71 wins per loss. Valorous 0, I'm glad Valorous made this leaderboard. 6.3. Valorous coming with a ram behind you very soon. Mooks 55, 5.9, almost 6 wins per loss. Papa Khan, yes, it's Papa Khan and Wax Shinny back to back, part of M. Lambert Esquire's crew. A very good crew. I wish they came back, but they moved on to World of Warships and several other games. Even though he hasn't been playing the game along with his 2 compatriots for several months now, is still immortalized on the leaderboard with 5.425 wins per loss. Waxshini right behind him, 5.3. Then we have an old legendary veteran who hasn't been playing the game anymore, but was probably one of the best players on the server when he was Lord Meatspin, 4.839 wins per loss. Yuls, you all know Yuls, one of my favorite players on the game in the server, and just a fine all-around person as well. 4.5 wins per loss. Great Jazzman. I think Great Jazzman and Scroat are neck and neck for the amount of times they show up on the leaderboard. So far, so good. 3.89 wins per loss. I'm your father, Seba. Seba, I'm glad you made the leaderboard with 3.475 wins per loss. M. Lambert Esquire, 3.168 wins per loss. Amber Starlight, a old salty dog, one of the first legendary players out there, one of the first people to fully research each and every ship in Dreadnought, if not the first person, with 3.16 wins per loss. Sharky1302, I'm glad Sharky made the list. Sharky is also one of my favorite players in the game and one of my first subscribers, probably the most deadly, even though there is some stiff competition out there, artillery cruiser captains on the server. 3.007 wins per loss. RG1 Ninja, 2.9 wins per loss. I didn't even come close, folks. Not in that category, that is for sure. Next, let's look at KD ratio. In first place for KD, we have me, Matthias Atva, 9.022 kills per death. But Yuls is not far behind, 7.388 kills per death. And Yuls wasn't even trying to go for a good KD. Yuls just achieved it. Sharky1302, wow, Sharky. Third place, I'm glad to see that, 5.679 kills per death. Papa Khan again immortalized, fourth place, and he hasn't been playing for the last few months, so that really tells you something. 5.663. At number 5, we have my very first subscriber and legendary impossible to kill Dreadnought Captain Vasilius, 5.53 kills per death. Killer again immortalized on the leaderboard, 4.863 kills per death. Scroat again on the leaderboard. Nothing can stop Scroat. This is ridiculous, my friend. 4.861 kills per death, and he doesn't care about KD at all. Malefexus, first time on the leaderboards, but that's alright. He hasn't played in a couple months, but used to be extremely vicious. 4.694 kills per death. A hot shower. A hot shower does show up every once in a while, but hasn't played the game as regularly as he used to, and that is 4.687 KD. Then we have Jeeg37 at 4.5 kills per death. Persistent Flame at 4.443 kills per death. Waxshini, 4.422 kills per death. Valorous, 4.421 kills per death. Great Jazzman again on the leaderboard. I think Jazz has been on the leaderboard listing for every category so far, and that's 4.389 kills per death. M. Lambert Esquire again with the rest of his boys immortalized on the leaderboard at 4.328 kills per death. And at 16, a good friend of mine who hasn't played in several months, but one of my first friends that I made on the PS4 server with the Dreadnought game, Mitsuida, 3.899 kills per death. Again, one of the best Corvette captains I ever known, and a very, very good person. Very great person indeed. And next, we're going to take a look at total score. For total score, we have Scroat again at number 1 with 15,305,000. DeFrog at second place with 9,496,000. What a difference between first and second place, and what a credit to Scroat's abilities. Fiery Titan, 9,293,000. And at fourth place, we have Black Reaper again making the leaderboards with 8,550,000. RG1 Ninja again making the leaderboards at place 5, 8,368,000. Patches 7, the most prolific healer on the PS4 server, with his tactical cruisers, which isn't a real point go-getter, is at 6th place with 8,189,000. Schludwig, 7th place, 7,742,000. Killer at 8th place, 7,597,000. We have Papa Khan at 9th place, 7,575,000. Uncle Unk Sauce in 10th place, 7,415,000. Mooks 55 again making the leaderboards, 7,344,000. Persistent Flame, 7,285,000. And then again we have Great Jazzman in 13th place with 7,193,000. DD Xmas again placing on the leaderboards in 14th place, 6,882,000. Amber Starlight, 6,651,000. And in 16th place we have Yulse, 6,329,000. So now let's take a look at the leaderboards for average score. Okay, this is where we run into one of our anomalies for average score. First place is Jix with only a score of 3,000. That seems like it's some sort of error. So we're going to award first place to Fiery Titan with 1,800 some odd points per match. And I think that's pretty good. Second place is going to Azui with 1,735 points per match. With fourth place, we have Seba, 1,713. Yulse at 5th place, 1,693 points per match average. 6th place, we have Persistent Flame, 1,691 points per match average. 7th place, Just Relentless. I'm glad Just Relentless made the leaderboards because Just Relentless is a darn good artillery cruiser captain, even though he hasn't played as much in the last few months. 1,681 points. Amber Starlight again, 7th place, average score 1,660 per match. Then we have 8th place. Remember, because first place doesn't really count, we had to start with Fiery Titan, so the 8th place goes to Papa Khan, 1,648 points. 10th place is Lord Meatspin, 1,613 points. Scroat places again, 11th place, 1,605 points average. 12th place, Patches 7, 1,597 points on average per match, almost beating Scroat, almost getting the 1,600 point threshold. Ayla, someone that hasn't played in a while, but someone who I used to play with quite a bit, 1,583 points. For 13th place, we have Chef Boyardee. All right, we have 1,573 points on average per match. And of course, a longtime friend of mine who hasn't played the game in a while. I do miss him quite a bit. We used to play quite a bit and have many conversations in chat. Shades of Green, 1,551 points per match average. Stardust Reborn, Stardust, I'm glad you made the leaderboard here. 1,518 points. Stardust still plays quite a bit and is very vicious. And speaking of vicious, Ares, God of War, doesn't play anymore, but used to be a very savage opponent at 16th place, 1,508 points per match average. Now let's take a look at total kills, and some of these stats will shock and amaze you. For total kills, first place with an unbelievable 86,851 kills is Scroat. Defrog in second place, 55,550 kills. Way to go, Defrog. Third place, RG1 Ninja. That's pretty incredible. 52,391 kills total. RG1 Ninja doesn't play anymore. He probably quit playing about 2-3 months ago. Same thing with Black Reaper, by the way. And they are still third and fourth place. Fourth place, Black Reaper with 49,685 kills. Mooks, fifth place, 48,679 kills. Persistent Flame, you know, he would be on this leaderboard with 46,186 kills. And I wonder how many of those kills were done with an Assault Blink War. Probably 30,000 at least. Sharky 1302, glad to see you made the leaderboards again. 7th place, 44,980 points. Me, wow, I didn't make many of the leaderboards, but I actually made this one. 8th place, 44,290 kills. And then, of course, we have Great Jazzman. Great Jazzman again on this leaderboard. 44,233 points. Papa Khan, who remember doesn't play anymore, 42,654 kills, immortalized at 10th place. Yuls, 11th place, 42,245 kills. I'm sure many of those are Assault, Blink, Warps, and Rams. Schludwig again, 12th place, 41,614 kills. I can see why everyone wanted Schludwig on the top 10 players of all time. I'm so sorry that he missed it by only a couple votes. You can clearly see he deserves to be on there. 13th place, Blitz Necro, one of my favorite rammers of all time. Blitz Necro is an awesome guy, and I'm glad he made the leaderboards. 41,274. Blitz Necro took a little bit of a break, but Blitz Necro does play again lately, and Blitz also plays Gundam Battle Operation 2, so look for him there. 14th place, Killer, 41,134 kills total. 15th place, Fiery Titan, 39,853 kills. And at 16th place, Amber Starlight. Even though Amber Starlight probably hasn't played this game in months, like 5 or 6 months, still 16th place with 37,346 kills. Now let's take a look at average kill leaderboard. In the average kills category, we have another anomaly where I believe Jeeg37 only played 1 or 2 matches, maybe only 1 match, and has an exact 18 average kills. That's very, I don't know, just highly unlikely. Maybe I'm wrong, but we're going to include 17 places in this category just in case, because I don't believe that this person plays very often at all. I checked out some of their other stats. It just didn't add up, but maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me in the comments, but we're going to go 17 spots for average kills. So we have first place is Jige37, but the real first place goes to Yuls, who on average gets 11.3 kills per match. Third place, Persistent Flame, 10.72 kills on average per match. Lord Meatspin, we have 10.331 kills per match on average. Mad Lava gets 10 kills on average. I remember Mad Lava from other games. We used to play Tom Clancy's N-War together and several other games. Mad Lava only played for a few months and got on average 10 kills and then quit the game, but that's a credit to him for getting such a high average kill count and not playing the game very much and playing at low levels where everyone was bullying and beating on him. So very good player indeed in several games. For 5th place / 6th place, we have Sharky1302, 9.89 kills. Mooks, who's always flying around in that very, very squishy Nevis, is 9.832 kills on average. Seba, again making the leaderboard, 9.753 kills. At the unofficial 8th place, we have Blitz Necro, 9.748 kills per match on average. Ares God of War, 9.46 kills per match on average. And then we have 10th place Amber Starlight, 9.323 kills per match on average. Papa Khan, 9.285. Chef Boyardee, second time making the leaderboard, 9.273. Scroat, again making the leaderboard, 9.108 kills per match on average. Good old Matthias Atva, 15th place / 14th place at 9.065 kills per match on average. Whack Shinny with the unofficial 15th place at 8.707. And then we have M. Lambert Esquire at the unofficial 16th place, 8.526 kills per match average. So let's take a look at total heal points, and this is going to be amazing. For total heal points in their career in Dreadnought on PS4, first place, Patches7, the most prolific and epic healer of all, 1 billion with a B, 1,645,432,126. Definitely deserves first place with 1.6 billion hull points healed, and we all thank you, Patches7. Second place is Morbul with 673,929,982 points healed, and I have been healed by Morbul several times. In fact, he saved my life twice when Mooks55 had it out for me, and I do appreciate that. At third place, we have G420 with 588,701,000 points healed. Framed Earth with 529,523,000. Dr. Bree, you made the leaderboard, bro. All right, way to represent. 506,819,891 points healed. Stardust, again making the leaderboards, 468,341,000. Fiery Titan, 381,272,377. Miramax Prime at 8th place, 365,834,000. Scrote, again making the leaderboard at 9th place, 365,434,000. 10th place, Defrog, again, 334,115,819 points. Great Jazzman finds the time somehow to make the leaderboard again, along with Scrote, with a total heal points of 329,492,884. Old Purple Thumbs, this is the first time Purple Thumbs has made the list, but I have played with and against him several times. 305,076,000 some odd points. Shades of Green, again making the leaderboard with 296,680,000 some odd points to his credit. I make 14th place with a humble 291,224,000. Schludwig makes 15th place with 273,992,400 points. And Killer again makes the leaderboard even though he hasn't played in months. Total heal points, 270,421,924 points healed. Great job, guys. Thank you for healing me and everyone else so much. Now let's take a look at the leaderboards for average heal points, as it is the third to last category. For average heal points, Moorbull actually beats Patches 7, which really surprised me, with 322,608 points healed on average per match, probably because Patches is too busy killing people when they attack him trying to heal his friends. Patches gets second place, very, very close, 320,997 points per match. Third place is G420, 314,309 points on average whenever he captains a tactical cruiser. Ayla, fourth place. Great job on getting the leaderboards again, 213,360 per match. Fifth place, Shades of Green again, 181,901 points on average per match healed. Stardust again hits the leaderboards at 6th place, 161,497. Dewsides, I'm not sure if I know this player, but I am friends with them, so they're on the leaderboard. 145,235 points per match. Dr. Bree again making the leaderboards at 8th place, 142,806 points per match healed on average. Sin Fate, 136,249 points per match on average. At 10th place, Miramax Prime, 130,935 points. Stephen Brooks made the leaderboard, yeah, 11th place, 116,917. Frame Dart again making the leaderboards at 12th place, 114,916 points per match. Native Queen, I thought Native Queen would have been like 3rd place, to be honest. She still plays once in a while, but she used to be probably the most well-known healer on the server besides Patches 7. Average heals per match, 111,586. Scarlet Maiden, 14th place, 109,911. Azui, 105,920 points per match healed on average. And the Nobody, 101,353 points per match on average healed. Now, let's take a look at total assists. For total assists, we have Scrote again at first place on the leaderboards. I can't believe how many top spots Scrote has. This is why everyone made him number 1 for the top 10 players of all time on PS4. It wasn't just a popularity contest. Scrote really can top the charts in just about every category. Total assists, 33,661. Well done, my friend. At second place, we have RG1 Ninja at 29,000 258. Schludwig again making the leaderboards. How did you not make top 10 player of all time? I do not know. Third place, 28,740. Defrog, you should have made top 10 for sure. 27,762 total assists. Patches 7. Patches. I guess people just don't like healers, my friend, because you are the best. You definitely are the top healer of the game. 26,226 assists. Well earned. Great Jazzman again. Unbelievable. Jazz, how did you not make top 10? Really? I mean, such a great guy. 24,936. Black Reaper, 21,762 total assists. And remember, he doesn't play anymore. 8th place, me, 21,455. Mook's 55, right behind me. Total assists, 20,822. Uncle Unk Sauce at 10th place, 20,786. 11th place, Garen Wade, 20,637 total assists. Sharky 1302 again making the leaderboards. The most prolific sniper for sure, 19,526. King Kazaa, 19,230 at 13th place. At 14th place, General Nemesis, 19,089 total assists. Fiery Titan again making the leaderboards. At 15th place, 18,742. And DD Xmas again making the leaderboard, squeaking in at 16th place with 18,273 total assists. And now let's take a look at the last category, average assists, and then we will have the complete leaderboard experience for Dreadnought on PS4. For first place in average assists on the leaderboards, we have Patches 7 again making the leaderboards, and this time for the second time getting first place on this particular category. Average assists 5.116 per match. Schludwig again making the leaderboard at second place for average assists, 4.8. Megastudo 4.81 at third place. Shades of Green again, fourth place, 4.755. Remember, Shades doesn't play anymore. Fireball 4.741 at fifth place. Captain Crank made the leaderboards, sixth place. Average assist 4.675. The official 11th place. All right, and then we have 7th place, Great Jazzman. Again, I have to say, Great Jazzman and Scroat have totally dominated the leaderboards. I think there's no argument that these two players have it in the numbers. 4.501 average assists. Average assist, Draconis is real. Made the leaderboards. It's official, my friend. 4.49, 8th place. Even made the top 10. That's great. RG1 Ninja again, 9th place, 4.441 average assists. Just Relentless again made the leaderboards, 10th place, 4.396 kills per match on average. Matthias Atva, 11th place, 4.391. 12th place, Dervish Knife, one of the accounts of a quite controversial player, made 12th place on the leaderboards for average assists, 4.326. King Kazaa again making the leaderboards, 13th place, 4.326 kills per match average. Sharky 1302, I believe that's 5 or 6 categories Sharky has placed on the leaderboards, 4.293 average assists. And 15th place, we have KG 4209, 4.255 average assists. And at 16th place, Volumbra, 4.242. All right, guys, I think this wraps it up. This video probably is going to be a little longer than I wanted, but I thought it'd be a great Christmas present to all the players in Dread Chat, all the viewers and subscribers on the channel, and of course any other Dreadheads that happen to see this. This is the unofficial total leaderboard for Dreadnought after a year and a half of gameplay, maybe a little more, and a little over a year of Direct Dreadnought being a channel on YouTube. So that's the story. This is a little Christmas present to both you and me, and I hope that you had a great holiday, and I hope the new year for those of you in America is a safe and happy one. I hope none of you get hurt, and we will be doing the end of month Direct Dreadnought game and channel update for December 2019, and we'll have some more great news about the channel and the game when that comes out in a day or so. Well, that's it from me for now, and I'll see you soon in Sinley Bay.